She didn't bother to knock. She never did. My mother-in-law, Brenda, shoved open the front door as if she owned the place, her voice slicing through the air before I could even rise from my chair. "Stop lazing around every day and leeching off my son." The words struck me like a physical blow. Still, I remained seated, carefully folding a receipt in my hand until the edges tore. I actually transfer money every month. Half the bills, half the mortgage. "Shut up, liar." Her eyes gleamed, practically daring me to prove her wrong. That's when I saw them, official-looking papers left carelessly on the kitchen counter. My husband Ryan's handwriting sprawled across neat black lines. A completed divorce form. Signed, ready, waiting. I didn't hesitate for a second. I smoothly slipped the entire stack into my bag as if they had been intended for me all along. The next morning, I submitted them to the court. He and I weren't always this dysfunctional. He was once the man who could make me laugh in crowded coffee shops, who held my hand on cold nights as we spoke of futures bigger than our current means. I was the diligent planner, the dedicated saver, the worker. He was the charming talker, the boundless dreamer. I foolishly believed this dynamic created balance. I thought we were an unbreakable team, but marriage quickly revealed what love had hidden. Missed financial payments, weak excuses, nights out that bled into mornings home. All the while, his mother was whispering that I was inadequate, that he deserved someone superior, someone who would financially support him. Without ever questioning where the money went, I noticed his cell phone constantly turned face down on the table, his sudden, sharp irritation when I asked basic questions, the small amounts of cash vanishing, and the smug smirk he wore when he assumed I wouldn't catch on. I noticed every single thing, but I maintained my silence until those legal papers appeared. Shock was a luxury I could no longer afford. Instead, I immediately got to work. I meticulously copied every single bank record, every traceable transfer from my personal account into our joint account. I gathered overwhelming proof, receipts, official statements, and documents showing my direct deposits into the household fund. I contacted an attorney that same night. By the time he realized his papers were gone, the legal gears were already grinding forward. The divorce was no longer his preemptive weapon. It was now definitively mine. A week later, he stormed into the kitchen. The official court notice was crumpled tight in his fist, his voice cracking like a nervous teenager caught in a lie. "You filed. You actually filed." "Yes," I replied, folding laundry with deliberate, steady hands. "You left the paperwork out." "I just finished it." "You weren't supposed to." His words tangled in his throat, his composure disintegrating. "Supposed to what?" I challenged. "Sit here while you plotted behind my back? Wait to be passively discarded?" I looked him directly in the eye. "No. I don't wait for betrayal to act. I move first." His mother arrived soon after, her face crimson, her outrage spilling over. "How dare you do this to my son?" I calmly slid a complete folder across the table toward her. Bank statements were neatly tabbed, every transaction flawlessly traced. "This is what I contributed, every single month while he siphoned money for nights you never bothered to ask about. All while you stood here calling me a parasite." For the first time, her voice faltered into silence. He desperately lunged for the papers, but the damage was irreversible. The numbers were undeniable facts. His meticulously constructed lies shriveled under the kitchen's bright fluorescent light. He tried a final attempt at control. "We can work this out." I smiled, a sharp, clean expression. "No. You wanted out. Now you are out." The court hearing was swift and decisive. My lawyer built the case brick by brick, and the judge clearly understood the reality of my life, that I was the one who consistently carried the financial burden, that I was the one maintaining the roof overhead while he played the victim. The house was awarded solely to me. Accounts were split down the middle, though most of the remaining assets were mine already. He relocated to a small, basic apartment across town. His mother dramatically stopped visiting the area. Shame is a potent silencer, a force even she couldn't shout through. But the part I truly didn't expect came 1 week after the divorce was legally finalized. I checked the mailbox and found an envelope addressed to me. Inside was a copy of his new lease agreement. A landlord's handwritten note was clipped to it by mistake. Tenant, struggling with payment, so soon. So perfectly predictable. I laughed quietly to myself, standing alone in the kitchen he once claimed as his. I thought about the night he signed those papers, smugly confident that I would crumble when he left. I thought about his mother's cutting words leeching, lazy while I was the one keeping their structure standing. Now I walked through its rooms alone, every step light and entirely unburdened. The mortgage is cleared each month under my name only. The absolute silence is mine, and it is peace. He thought betrayal would completely shatter me. She thought shame would silence me forever. But I am still standing, stronger and more financially secure than either of them ever imagined. And all it took was one single signature, his. I simply made sure that when it counted, I was the one directing its purpose.